Africa, a land where giants rule the earth. Massive buffalo roam across endless grasslands. Towering giraffes stretch toward the sky. Hippos patrol rivers like living tanks. Every one of them carries invisible passengers. Tiny birds, almost too small to notice. But these birds are not simply hitchhikers. They are hunters, cleaners, survivors, and perhaps something far more mysterious. For centuries, people believed this tiny bird was a faithful helper, removing parasites from the bodies of Africa's largest mammals. But modern science has uncovered a darker truth. Sometimes, this bird doesn't heal. Sometimes, it feeds on blood, on open wounds, on the very giants that keep it alive. So, is it a loyal partner or a silent parasite? Nature has never given us a simple answer. This is the hidden story of one of Africa's most extraordinary birds, the red-billed oxpecker. Inside this dark wooden chamber, something incredible happens. Tiny eggs lie still, almost glowing against the darkness. For about 12 to 15 days, the parents take turns. One stays to keep the eggs warm. One travels across the savannah for food. But here's the truth most people don't realize. Every feeding trip is a life or death mission, because those eggs cannot survive even a short cooling period. Everything depends on timing. Everything depends on precision. When the adult bird leaves the nest, it returns to the most dangerous restaurant in the world, the bodies of wild mammals. Buffalo, zebra, rhino, hippos. The oxpecker climbs onto the animal's back and begins searching. Between thick fur, inside ear canals, around wounds and folds of skin. It eats ticks, parasites, dead skin, and sometimes blood from open wounds. And here's where science gets controversial. For decades, oxpeckers were called cleaner birds. But modern studies show something more complex. They do remove parasites, but they also sometimes feed from wounds and may delay healing in some cases. So what are they really? Helpers or opportunists? Nature refuses to answer clearly. Back in the nest, everything changes fast. A crack appears in the egg, then another, and suddenly, a chick breaks free. But it doesn't enter the world as a survivor. It enters as a victim. Eyes closed, skin bare, body weak, completely helpless. Its entire world is warmth, darkness, and the sound of returning parents. The race against hunger. From this moment, survival becomes a countdown. Baby oxpeckers must be fed constantly. Their growth is explosive. Day 1, helpless. Day 7, feather buds forming. Day 14 to 21, nearly ready to leave. And every single hour matters, because hunger is more dangerous than predators. Every meal comes from giants. A parent lands on a buffalo. It tilts its head and begins searching like a living scanner. Tick hidden under fur, insect trapped in folds, parasite clinging to skin. Then, a quick strike. A tiny meal is captured and carried back to the nest. To the chicks, this is not just food. This is life itself. As days pass, the nest becomes crowded. Feathers grow, eyes open, strength returns. And suddenly, the entrance of the hollow is no longer just light. It is a doorway to another universe. Outside, massive animals move like mountains. Dust clouds rise across golden grass. Danger and opportunity exist in every direction. Inside, safety, warmth, dependence, and between them, a decision that will define everything. One day, a young oxpecker stands at the entrance. Wind hits its feathers. Light floods its vision. It hesitates. Because this is not just leaving a nest. This is entering the world it was born for. A life on giants. A life of balance between help and harm, survival and risk, symbiosis and conflict. Then it jumps. The red-billed oxpecker is not just a bird. It is a living contradiction. A cleaner that sometimes feeds on wounds. A helper that depends on parasites. A survivor that lives on creatures 1,000 times its size. And maybe that's the real secret. Nature doesn't create perfect relationships. It creates working ones, even if they are messy, even if they are strange, even if we still don't fully understand them. In the end, the savannah doesn't belong to the giants. It belongs to the connections between them. And somewhere on their backs, a tiny red-billed bird continues its quiet, complicated life.